Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
What is going on, everybody? It is a weekend Friday, yeah.
What's going on?
That's right, get crazy. Yeah, shake your vagina.
I'm already shaking it.
All righty, here we go. Welcome to the Friday KVJ After the Show podcast.
Don't shake it too hard, Mama. That thing ain't as young as it used to be.
Might fall off. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I need to keep as much elasticity as I can.
Yes.
Shaking gets harder the older you get. Trust me.
Shaking leads to sagging, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah. And for every year that you're a runner and you don't wear a tight enough sports bra, your boobs will sag. I think they said like a eighth of an inch.
I read that.
It's true.
The other thing that I read on the same thing was if you cry and you wipe your tears with your hands on where you would get crow's feet in that area, you can wipe to the point where your skin gets thin and you can get crow's feet and wrinkles from crying and wiping your eyes. And I think that is true.
You're right. It's trauma to the area, and anything that you do that's traumatic to your epidermis is going to cause trouble. It could be crow's feet. It could be sagging.
Well, if you're going through a bout in your life where you're crying a lot and you're constantly rubbing your eyes and moving it away, just be careful not to wipe too much in that area, because I've heard from several people it does damage your skin.
You been crying, baby?
No, I read that article.
Oh, okay.
Baby.
Who made you cry?
You.
Yeah. Big old meanie.
Big old meanie. I like that.
I do too.
We got some fun stuff coming up next Friday. We're going to be doing our first cocktails and karaoke of the year at Blue Martini City Place. So make your plans for that, 7 to 9 p.m. Get there before 8, pay no cover, and the half-price cocktails and appetizers start at 4. So we'll get that going on. I know they're also trying to lock down the exact date on the Pon-Tiki. I think we have a Mirage that has been set up but not confirmed, so I hope that'll be happening soon. I'm all ready for that. I had a great time on that Pon-Tiki cruise we took.
Me too.
Yeah, that place is I think it's great. They got a bar on it, and they've got TVs. And was there a slide? I didn't really look for it.
There was, but I think the weather was not appropriate for us to be going in the water. It was a little chilly. I kind of like it though. Windy and a little chilly.
Yeah, it was very windy. Yeah,
it was awesome.
The day we went, it was dark out with the clouds, kind of like a rainy, stormy, but it didn't rain or storm, and I loved it.
Overcast and windy, and
Still
everybody
works,
was in a good mood.
Yeah, it was fun. So I'm very excited for the next Pon-Tiki because it's just a great time. We had some Due South beer on there as well. And
there's rumblings of mid-Feb.
Okay. I know Lynn had made some Jell-O shots, so it was...
Lynn is the MVP.
Am I the only one that doesn't feel Jell-O shots? I swear, does the Jell-O take away the alcohol?
Don't challenge Lynn like that.
I'm telling you, I've had some pretty hearty Jell-O shots. I feel like I never feel them.
Should we have her come in here and make a batch for you and see if Lana comes out?
Look, if you feed me alcohol, Lana will come out. That's just the monster. That's what happens.
That's just it, huh?
Yes.
It's just cause and effect. It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
It is. As soon as it gets like shot 3.
You just said that the Jell-O shots don't affect you, so let's test it.
Yeah, that's the big guy.
No, you guys do whatever you want.
Jesus?
I'm not your mother.
There's a lot right there to take in.
Yeah.
Jesus? I'm not your mother.
That pretty much just defines our show. There's a lot to take in.
There is.
A lot to take in. Yeah, I actually, because of what happened the last time, I can't believe I snoozed. I didn't even, I was totally not there. I usually am like, hey, I got a playlist. Let's do it. So I got a playlist together now. I went back. I always have kind of like the party playlist anyway.
But it was old. You had to freshen up your boat jams. It's been a long time since Daddy was on a boat.
Yeah, you've got a lot of balls talking about old-ass playlists. Every song you played was circa 99, some femme bullshit.
The bitches were shaking their vaginas.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, that's just it. A big part of it, and the thing that's tough about it is you just got to kind of know
what still plays.
Right. Yeah. And so I pretty much was thinking about it more with Pontiki in mind and who we had on that. So yeah, I mean, Virginia playing the Spice Girls and like a Britney Spears Toxic or something like that, I think would do great.
It worked.
Yeah.
Much as Bird doesn't want to give no credit to a bitch, it worked.
Right.
Hey, Jay-Bird, what do you want to listen to? How about the Narcos theme? Nah, fuck that. We're playing Toxic.
Yeah.
Narcos theme?
Everybody, half the boat wanted to hear
That's for
that.
the beginning of the boat.
Whatever.
Yeah, so I went through and I put stuff. I feel pretty good about it. There's a few that I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's a little bit of a risk, maybe.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Oh, this boat is very judgy.
Yeah, so, but, you know, if you get hammered enough, you probably won't notice it all. But I think there's some solid songs on here. Maybe I can give you guys the playlist somehow, some way, someday, and then you guys can let me know what's missing and what needs to come off of
You
it.
just judge by how many vaginas are shaking.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I mean, I remember that was actually it because, you know, now everything's so high tech when it comes to radio and they have testing that's very advanced and streaming numbers and whatnot.
You don't need all that. Just get vaginas.
Well, yeah. Well, what it used to be would, you know, when I was working for some radio stations and I was there with the guy who actually picked the music, we would go and chill in the club and, you know, we just kind of sit back and watch every song the DJ played. And then he would take notice of how people reacted and what their ages were. And
that
he'd
guy's
be like,
brilliant.
yeah, that's how we would, you know, plan some stations. Yeah, when I was in New York, that's what we used to always do. Part of it was go out and just see what, you know, people were into in the clubs. And they'd be like, well, you need to play that song because people go nuts when you play it.
That's how you do it. You don't
Yeah.
need to pay all that money for research.
Yeah, no.
Gotta be in the club 3 nights a week, getting
Yeah.
drunk.
Well-
As Virginia would say, shake that vagina.
Yeah, the guy wound up having to go to rehab, and I think he lost his wife, and, you know, he had a very serious, you know, bar tab at the end of the month. But, you know, yeah.
He knows the business.
Yes. Yeah, they had a really good ratings book. His life fell apart, but the ratings on point
well, that's
that
how,
quarter.
The higher the ratings, the worse your personal
Yep,
life is. That's how it always
It
goes.
was. It was kind of, yeah. You would kind of know, yeah.
You can't have it all, Kevin.
No,
You
you
can't have
can't.
it all. It's impossible to have it all.
Yeah, meanwhile, the chumps across the street, that guy's marriage was going great, and they were in the gutter. Terrible. There's a couple things if you want to watch TV-wise to check out. Elena, she vouched for the Killing Eve. I haven't seen it. I just know people in my family were raving about it.
Isn't that the Sandra Oh show?
It is.
Yeah. She
I
said,
love her.
She said, I watched the show and I can confirm it was amazing. I loved it. I couldn't stop watching it. A little tip for those who don't have Hulu, the show is also available for free on the BBC app.
Yeah, Denny watched that over the break. He thought it was very good.
Did he? Liked it? It was, okay. Going to
I
check
mean, at
out.
least he's like, yeah, I liked
Yeah,
it.
it's good, man.
So he was really pumped.
Yeah, you can't really tell. It's Denny's. You know, when he endorses something, you're like, oh, I think he hated it. No, it was good, man.
It is fun to see him legit get excited. It's about out of 3 out of 10. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about his. It's awesome.
Adorable.
And that's about the same when he gets angry. Oh, man. Bummer.
There's another show. I can't vouch for it either, but I saw some people raving about a show called You, Y-O-U, basic, but it's now on Netflix, and I just right now picked up on it just to see what it's all about. Seems like it was a show that was on Lifetime, and it has now been picked up, and it was kind of interesting because somebody showed where the social media chatter was on it when it was on Lifetime. It was pretty much just flatlined, dead in the water, and then it went on Netflix, I think, like the day after Christmas. And so it's relatively new, and it's just going through the roof now.
Because if I'm watching Lifetime, shit has gone awry and askew. If I'm watching Lifetime.
you need to watch that R. Kelly special, as do I.
Is that Lifetime?
That's on Lifetime.
Shit, I gotta watch Lifetime.
People are saying it's really good.
Oh, I bet.
I didn't watch it yet because I know it's going to be upsetting, and the more I hear about it, the more upsetting I think it sounds like it is, and I don't want to be so upset and sad for these chicks.
Don't watch it then.
I know. I don't know if it's a good choice for me.
Says here about the show You, Penn Badgley plays Joe Goldberg, an extremely creepy but charming bookstore manager, stalker, serial killer who stalks and ultimately kills his girlfriend.
Whoa.
Wow, yeah, not your typical love story.
He stalks his own girlfriend? I mean, she's pretty easy to stalk if you're her boyfriend.
That's odd. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Maybe that's why he likes it.
Creepy.
Yeah, they say that it's kind of got an essence or an air of the old Dexter show that is there. So it's kind of one of those. But yeah, some people are saying good things about this. if you want to check that out.
If you want to see good murder stuff, I highly recommend a show called Your Worst Nightmare. I don't think it's on Netflix. It's about real stories, and they go through the entire whatever happened. It's usually a lot of times someone breaking in a house and being stalked, and it's a murderer, and they either escape it or they don't, but has all the details about it.
Scary.
Yeah, it's very, very captivating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, this would actually be a good binge-watching kind of weekend because it's like there's some things to do, but it's not.
The calm before the storm, so to speak.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, to me, at least for me, things really kick up in February. February really starts getting crazy, but that's, I do a lot of sports stuff, but yeah, it gets nuts. Spring training, Honda Classic. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're coming into playoff football in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's going on this weekend. That's what I'll be watching this weekend. I don't know. Does this sound awesome or awful? It's kind of like a cocktails and karaoke kind of thing too. Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie you've seen. You said it was good, right?
Yes, very good.
Okay. Yeah, I still have not seen it, and it's probably realistically going to be something that I see at home. But they're coming up with a new concept to kind of like extend its life at the theater. They've now come out with a Bohemian Rhapsody sing-along version.
It's really smart. If you get people to come back and watch your movie again, you got their money twice.
That's why, remember Star Wars has done this 11 times over? They re-released it, and motherfuckers get in there every time and spend their money.
Yeah, and that's usually years later. I mean, here it is. It's just in its continual run. But this, I think, is unique in the sense where they've taken a movie that is currently out in theaters, and they've just kind of reworked a concept with it to give you an extra reason to come back. They'll put the song lyrics on the screen, and they encourage everyone who comes in to sing along out loud, get up and basically perform. It's kind of like almost, remember Rocky Horror Picture Show?
That's exactly what it is.
I was in college, you would go every Halloween, we would have that, and that'd be one thing we would do, and people would bring props and all that stuff, and people were in the aisles dancing and singing to the songs.
Remember me and Denny's telling you about that movie, The Room, the one that James Franco did, where he's playing the pickup artist or whatever that movie was.
Yes.
They do that too. They play The Room in theaters all over the country, and they kind of have a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Everyone screams the lines out, and people act out the lines.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think people like that, and it's kind of interesting because typically, you have this thing when you go into a theater. My gosh, you be quiet. I mean, above all things, you don't rustle around with a bag of chips, or you don't make any noise. You're not on your cell phone, this and that. So it really goes against the grain where it's like, I'm standing up and I'm singing and I'm making noise. And so I think, to tear down that wall, people like that. And so I could see it doing well. 750 theaters across the U.S. beginning today. You'll have to look for it, and it will say... And how annoying if you are like, I can't wait to watch this, and then you go and you're like, shut up, and like everybody's singing.
We're all the champions.
If you want to see the movie and you haven't seen it yet, it'd probably not be a good way to start with the sing-along version.
No,
because you'll probably miss a ton. You'll be completely aggravated. So be careful that you walk into the right theater. But
they're really trying to milk this thing.
You know who needs to do a musical? Steven Cheeseburg.
Look, I don't agree.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I see that working out all.
You love music.
It's a lot of work, Mama.
Yeah, you think a regular movie's bad?
Only if you're the leading star.
I've already been there, done that. I think that you have an untapped thing. You put a movie around Kevin. You put a movie around me. You haven't put a movie around Suits yet.
Suits the musical?
Suits is good. Suits the musical.
All right, well, we'll talk.
Mm-hmm. If you prefer the home theater stuff, yeah, I pretty much the majority of the movies I see are ones that I watch at home. But I like movies, love watching them. I just don't go to the theater very often. It's a to-do. And my wife's not into movies. And my son all the time, like Grandpa will come pick him up. And they go see the movies. Like, I really want to see the... It's not the Uncrustables, but it sounds like that. They're superheroes.
The Incredibles.
Movie. Thank you, yes. I keep calling them Uncrustables. Yeah, that movie, I want to see that. And then there was another one that I saw today. I'm like, well, I want to see that too. It's one of the big grossing movies. Jumanji. Haven't seen that simply because I'm like, let's go see Jumanji. I went to go see it with Grandpa. I'm like,
Grandpa.
It's always a race. Yeah, Grandpa's a big moviegoer.
Well, good news is Grandpa's laid up. He's not racing nobody.
No, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
Take advantage.
Knee issues. Here's something that looks pretty cool. They're doing this whole tech conference in Vegas this week. CES, I think, is the initials on it. Can't remember what it stands for. But they just unveiled with Samsung a 219-inch TV called the Wall.
Whoa.
I mean, that's amazing. Like, I went maybe 5 years ago, I went and got like, what, a 70-inch or something like that. And
that felt like, oh my gosh.
I love a good big old flat screen TV. They're
That
so
thing still
enjoyable.
work?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, all my TVs do. I got a ton of TVs in my house, but I mean, some of them are like 12, 50, but I take good care of everything, so it works
My
great.
friends had a 70-inch Sasser Salt.
Yeah.
And one of their kids threw the remote through it, cracked the whole thing.
Yeah,
Restriction.
I'd sell that kid. Yeah, my kids know. My kids know I would sell you.
They respect the TV.
Yeah, I threaten them with child slavery. I'm like, gone. Bam, out of here. Yeah, how about that? A 219-inch TV.
That is kind of badass.
Yeah, they showed photos of it. I was like, wow.
It would just take up your entire wall. That's really cool.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of going along the way of where it is. You know, like talking to when we have Vanilla Ice in here, and he's all up on all that kind of stuff. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's there right now. He was talking about, it's the digital wallpaper.
Yes.
That now, and that has to be what they did. I'm in awe with the Brightline station in Miami. It's a floor-to-ceiling, 3-story tall pillar, wide, huge pillar that is nothing but its video screen.
That's cool.
It's unbelievable. I just like stood there. I was like, oh. Yeah, they say it's got this 4K micro LED technology, so it's brighter than anything, and it uses less energy on top of it.
It's brighter than the sun.
Yeah. Some of them are crazy. Yeah, I was talking to one of our guys today, and he goes to Christ Fellowship up in Port St. Lucie, and they've got a screen there at that church, and you'll get a sunburn in the front row. It's so bright. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that's how they're doing it. And I saw somebody else was complaining about this. It is a roll-up TV. So imagine the width of your TV, and it's just kind of like a box that would sit there like on a table. And there's no TV screen, right? Nothing. It's just basically kind of like a long oblong box, and it looks nice. It's black. It's whatever. And then when you want to watch TV, you hit it, and the TV screen rolls up.
What?
Comes out of the box, and somebody's like, can you think of a practical use for a roll-up TV? Yeah. I mean, who wants to look at a blank screen? In fact, that bothers me a lot of times. I put my TVs on and put them on mute, put on information, because I think like a turned-off TV screen, I don't know, because I think I've gone into bars so much, and when the TV screen's off, I'm like, oh, man, it's not going to be any fun.
I know what you mean.
This bar sucks.
Turned off TV's kind of sad and depressing.
It is.
I know what you mean
it's
by that.
It's sad and depressing. So I either put something on it or I don't want to see it. And so, like, people are like going, that's stupid. Why would you want to have a roll-up TV? I'm like, duh. I'm like, that's a no-brainer. Like, that's exactly what I would want. I mean, aside from having something on it, roll it up, get it out of I don't want to see it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's going to do great. Yeah, this guy who did a write-up on it, I'm going to be like, you are an idiot.
You are
What
stupid.
What about
I don't
a
do that.
ceiling TV? Would you like that?
I don't hate that concept because sometimes you want to lay and just.
If you had one for your bedroom, a ceiling, I always said if I was ever a millionaire, I'd get a big old ceiling TV and have Karate Kid playing 24 hours a day.
You could create the same effect with a few mirrors where you could show your TV on every wall of your room. So no matter how you laid, you could see it.
Yeah, I've done something similar to that. I've watched the TV through the mirror before.
I have too. So I was laying in Rocco's room because he basically flooded half the house with his bathtub antics. And so in his room, he's got a closet mirror, and I could watch the TV by laying on my side and looking at the mirror. I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Are you buying or selling the ceiling TV?
No, I think it's great. I think it's smart. I think that's what you're going to start seeing is that you're going to have these kind of like screens going basically anywhere and wherever you want. So, yeah, it's really cool. And each and every year, somebody said, it's the Consumer Electronics Show, CES in Vegas. It's pretty much the first week of January. You get to see all this kind of stuff.
Can you imagine technology 10 years from now? How shit's going to be?
It's going to be crazy.
It's already blowing our minds in real time now.
It's almost like a little scary. You're
It's
like,
real
oh my
scary.
gosh, I can't keep up. I'm so old.
Well, just think about the last 5 years and how much, or the last 10 years and how much technology has changed society. Another 10 years of shit?
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I hear you. It's pretty exciting stuff, actually.
Exciting if the robots are on our side.
Yeah. Got an email here from.
Like, what?
Yeah. Moving on.
I made the face you make when I talk about Kardashians.
Kevin thought about that. Goes, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Got an email from Trey in Orlando. Said, do you guys think that in a few years we're going to look back at the fat suit actors that they wear in movies and TV shows as offensive to fat people? Yeah, I'd just read there was a new one. I played Ollie. It was the guy who is Friends. He did Step Brothers with Will Ferrell. That guy.
John C. Reilly.
Oh,
John
I
C.
love
Reilly.
him.
They did a Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy's for my time, but your grandparents would know. It was like comedy shtick team. They did the Who's on First kind of gag. And they just did a movie about that. And I think he had to wear a fat suit for that. And they're talking about the fat suit. It was air conditioned and all this kind of stuff, or it had a cooling system in it. And so, yeah, those kind of things happen. Will we find that offensive? It seems shows and movies often depict the person in the fat suit as a lonely slob, but once they lose the weight, they transform into this hot and confident person. Will we someday look back on the Nutty Professor, Big Mama's House, and Fat Monica and ask, how could we have been so insensitive? Will it be compared to blackface or yellowface or the like, or will it continue to find it funny?
People are already doing it. They're already writing articles about how offensive. Anytime they do that thing where someone loses the weight.
Oh, you had what was the one that had funny guy in there and skinny actress, Gwyneth Paltrow. Shallow
Hal, yeah.
Shallow Hal. That was all about her putting on the fat suit, and he could only see her for the beauty that she was.
But they had two different actresses playing that role.
Did they?
I think so.
Oh, no way.
Didn't they?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
They had real shots of like legs and body shots. That was not Gwyneth Paltrow in a fat suit.
No, Gwyneth Paltrow, without a
dropping-
doubt, was in a fat suit.
The leg shots and stuff.
You are dropping.
There was another actress.
They could have had another actress for the leg
some
shot.
of it, for some of it.
Gwyneth Paltrow absolutely wore a fat suit through that movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, Virginia, you're dropping something on me I've never heard.
Oh, maybe they had a body double for the shots I'm thinking of.
Well, they can have both. Either way, Gwyneth Paltrow would be in the offensive because she was wearing the fat suit. They probably had real shots.
Yeah.
But she definitely. I mean, you got to see the makeup on that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen
I
it?
can't remember. I've seen it several times. I just can't remember.
Yeah, just even looking back at an article that she did in 2001 when the movie came out, she was talking about how tough it was just getting clothes for a weight challenged. And she said that she was humiliated by the fat suit. She said, the first day I tried the fat suit on, I was in the Tribeca Grand Hotel in New York City, and I walked through the lobby. It was so sad. It was so disturbing. No one would make eye contact with me because I was obese.
Aww.
I was wearing this black shirt and big snowman on it, and for some reason, the fat clothes they make. Here, she was 28 at the time. The clothes they make for women that are overweight are horrible. I felt humiliated because people were really dismissive. So there you go. That was her take and her feel on it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with the fat suit stuff, I hope that as a society, we get to the point where we say, look, it really, hey, you just need to learn to be happy and healthy in your own skin, whatever it might be. And this is almost going on right now. We were just talking about this yesterday with the actor that is playing a paraplegic, and somebody saying you shouldn't be able to play a paraplegic unless you're paraplegic. And they're like, well, I mean, can't we have actors roles? That doesn't disturb me. I find that to be very stupid. So to me, I
go out and make a movie about how fat suits offend you. Make that your entire movie. Just combat it with go out and make your own piece of art and make a documentary about why fat suits are bad. But don't try to shut down other movies because you're offended by it.
Right.
I'm sorry. Just don't. It's a movie. It's make believe. They're just like stories. Just like stories from way back in the day. We've had stories that are not real that have depicted violence and terrible things since the beginning of time.
Preach.
People need to get over themselves.
Well, and to me, what are they doing in the fat suit? Are they putting on the fat suit to make fun of fat people and be like, ha, 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 the joke is on, like, look, I'm fat, I'm so funny, ha, ha, ha. If you're doing that, yeah, but I think Shallow Hal, if you're doing something even along those lines, the point of that movie was, wow, I mean, he saw her for the beauty that she was, and that was the point of what it was. It's not about the physical exterior. It was about like, wow, she's a beautiful person.
And to the people who are offended by that movie, go out and make your own movie about how
But it was a great moral lesson.
Yeah.
I think we need to watch about what we're offended about with it, and why are you putting on the fat suit? Now, if like John C. Reilly is putting on the fat suit because he just wants to look like it did, and he's the best person to play this part because maybe he's got the mannerisms down and the voice.
And he's funny.
He's funny, and he's got everything else that goes with it, and he's the best person. If we could just alter his looks, what are we going to do to a point where it's like you can't put on a pirate costume because you weren't really a pirate, and we can only get real pirates to play in Pirates of the Caribbean?
As silly as what you're saying, yeah, that's going to be what happens. You're not going to be able to do all of entertainment's going to be, you have to make everything so nice and rosy. Nothing like the real world.
It's going to be tough for Cheeseburg, I'm telling you. It's tough times.
I'm too close to this topic, Kevin.
Yeah, I'd hope that we won't. I hope we continue to have positive stories that are out there with messages of, learning how to be happy, because there are a lot of skinny people or thin people, whatever you even want to call them, they're in shape that are just not happy. Well, it's not really that that's going to dictate it.
After you go after all the movies that are offending you, are you going to go after all the books that were written from the 16th century, the 17th? I mean, how far is it going to go?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that we will. I mean, there will be people. I'm very much, getting to a point where it's like, okay, look, it just we need to stop a little bit. We need to look at the reality of it.
Let's go out and volunteer instead of getting offended.
Mm-hmm. Is it truly trying to shame somebody, or is it just somebody that is wearing a fat suit for the part? So hopefully that won't change. We got an email here. You guys were talking about words that need to be retired. I know we've had that before. In fact, yesterday you guys were bringing up a couple. I was like going, yeah, when we did the segment, I didn't think of it, because a lot of when I was thinking about it, I was on Twitter, and everybody uses kind of like the same verbal vehicle and it was just like so overplayed. And it was almost kind of like, all right, I'm so clever. What was it like? I'm going to just leave this right here. On those kind of things. What was some? You guys were talking about a bunch of them yesterday.
I died.
Yeah,
oh wait,
I'm dead.
What is it? What is it?
Yeah,
I period.
It was. It was I'm dead or just dead. Yeah, what the fuck was it?
Was it I period, am period, so period, dead period, or something like that? It was.
All that kind of is the same.
Yeah. So all those kind of things.
I just can't. That was one of them,
I just
too.
can't. Yeah. There's a couple of those things where it's like, no, you can. You're fine.
Yes.
Stop it. The first time you see it, you're like, okay, that's a cool little way to put it. But now it's getting to the point where a lot of those things are truly annoying. So I know you guys ask from time to time crutches and things that you guys have to point out. I've got a few here. Okay, like Kevin, we get it. Your fake hair is awesome, and you think you are fat. That is all. Okay.
How's that a crutch?
Well, I think it's just words or phrases that need to be retired from the KVJ show.
Whatever. Your hair is going to be talked about, and I'm talking to Fat Kev all through 2019. Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
Shit, yeah.
And you think you are fat. No, I don't think that I'm fat. I said the other day, I'm
You're
out
not
of shape.
fat. You don't think you're fat.
No, I don't say. In fact, the other day, just to clarify, and I am out of shape, and there is a difference. Like I said, you can be. I did my second workout with my trainer, and we're doing 30-minute workouts now instead of an hour, and we're doing 2 a week instead of 5. And I went home, and for 90 minutes, I wasn't right.
Whoa.
Yeah,
it was just tough, and I'm like, I am in terrible shape.
I'm in not good shape right now.
My wind, everything's awful. I get on a treadmill, and in 90 seconds, I am like bent over, holding my knees, like I'm just like, wow, dude. Yeah, so I'm out of shape. Don't think I'm fat. Virginia, can you please stop saying that everything is delicious when referring to anything sexual? We get it. You're on a diet and you probably are constantly hungry, but come on, stop using it so much. On that note, can you stop calling yourself mama all the time? We all know that you gave birth to Rocco and that you're a mama bear, but it's getting old to hear mama needs a drink, mama needs a boo lift, mama needs a vacation, mama's tired all the time.
Who the fuck is this critic?
Mama thinks you can kiss my ass.
Who is this motherfucker? This Johnny come lately giving us...
It's called vernacular, sir. I'm sorry. It's in my library of words I use. I am a mother. You, too, are a little bit of a mother.
I'm already annoyed. He's even got to me yet.
Jason, a.k.a. Jay Bird. Can you please stop abbreviating words that are not supposed to be abbreviated? Not only do you...
FK. No, FN.
Fuck nut?
Fuck no.
KNOW, huh? Not only do you disrupt the show, but you sound dumber than what you are.
Oh, get out of here. I think it's funny.
Oh, they can suck it.
Fuck this guy.
And
Or
they-
girl. It might be a woman, too.
Who knows?
Fuck her, too.
Says, you guys are awesome. I do love the show. Keep on rocking in 019.
Oh, then with the fucking compliment. I love that. You suck. You're terrible. Why are you on the radio? But I do love your show.
Whatever. I'm not getting worked up over somebody who just doesn't matter.
You tell him, mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
If all you got to contribute, I am getting worked up.
I love
God
it.
damn it.
And I saw this story today. This is rather interesting. I don't know that we could do this on the regular show, but a remedy if one of us gets hiccups in the future, possibly on the podcast.
I get him a lot.
My kid, Magnolia, always gets hiccups, and she asks me, "Scare me, Mom." And
That works.
does it?
I do feel like if you get scared, the hiccups go away.
In mine, it's kind of interesting. I was reading this article, and it actually goes a little bit into the science of what hiccups are.
Oh.
It has to do with the, I guess, vagus nerve, vagus, vagus, something like that.
Vagus nerve?
Yeah.
Kevin, is your vagus inflamed?
I don't think I have one of those parts, Coach.
Let
Yeah.
me see. Give me your leg.
It's a nerve involved in the involuntary control of the heart, lungs, and digestive tract.
Vagus.
I think it might be, I don't know. I'm going to go with vagus because you're right. Vagus sounds like it's not
I don't know.
real.
When you say it's kind of sexy.
Of the 12 pairs of cranial nerves that come out of the brain, it is the longest, and it stretches all the way down to your butt. Comes from your brain all the way out to your butt. Yeah, the vagus nerve.
I've always heard the vagus is close to the butt.
It's right next door. They're neighbors.
And long-term hiccuping could be caused by damage to or irritation of this nerve,
Oh, no.
since it plays a role in the diaphragm.
How do I know if I've damaged my vagus?
Well, I think you can kind of start crossing off. Like if you get the hiccups, you start crossing off the list and going down to say, okay, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that. Now, there are different techniques that stimulate the vagus nerve, from gagging to tongue pulling. I guess that might be some of the stuff you see out, and people are like, they try to drink water upside down, all these kind of things. And I think what that is, if you break this down, that is just really, in a sense, tricking the nerve that is triggering the hiccups.
Huh.
And that's probably why, scaring people and all these other things, holding your breath, whatever it is you might do, breathing into a bag, are all ways to try to calm this nerve down that's tweaking out and is causing you to hiccup.
Next time you get hiccups, I dare you to go in public and go, "Oh, it's just my vagus." See what people do.
My vagus is acting up
Now-
again.
This is where it gets a little tricky. And this is why we would need definitely a willing volunteer on both ends. We need someone with the hiccups and then someone willing to try this method to see if it works.
Okay.
It sounds awful, and if I know, does that have something to do with farting?
No,
Okay, thank God.
it does not.
Does it have anything to do with the butt?
Yes, it does.
I got a guy for you.
Let's hear this.
Okay. Now, you heard what I was saying about the vagus nerve. It goes from the brain to the butt, right?
Right.
Okay. So since it reaches the rectum, stimulating this nerve from the rear with a nice digital rectal massage
Fixes hiccups?
will fix your hiccups. Now, it actually worked back in the 1980s. A guy named Francis M. Fesmeyer at the University Hospital Jacksonville
Oh, he was a perv.
got this guy.
Such a Fesmeyer?
Fesmeyer.
He loves stuff in his ass.
Well, he didn't have anything in his ass, but this 27-year-old guy comes in. He'd been hiccuping for 72 hours straight and as many as 30 times a minute. So that's every other second. 72 hours. Imagine that.
That's awful.
That's terrible.
Right, and so that's why he winds up at the hospital, because it's like, okay, I'm losing my mind. You can't sleep when that's going on.
I'm sure. There's people that have that.
Right, so they got to this point where they were desperate. They're like, this could cause other health problems. They start going down the list, and he said, well, his vagus nerve is inflamed, and there is one way to calm down the vagus. Sir,
Send him to Fesmeyer.
I'm going to need you to drop your pants. Takes out his finger. Nice, slow, little digital rectal massage in there. Just kind of.
How do you know where in the butt the vagus is?
Well, if you're a doctor, you probably know. You know where the
Okay.
nerves go, and okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to massage that area to help that nerve. And what do you know? It worked.
Please, Lord, give Jay Bird the hiccups.
So
You're going nowhere near my ass.
what we just need two things. We need someone with the hiccups, and we need
A rubber glove?
Yeah, basically, and someone willing to help cure.
We can
said victim.
We can go a couple ways with this. How we determine we can do the two oldest members of the show or the two youngest members of the show.
Well, I think whoever gets the hiccups after the show podcast, that you've in a sense volunteered yourself.
Oh, is that how we're doing it?
Well, if you don't have the hiccups, it's not going to work.
Then sudden death needs to be the card, whoever gets the lowest
But
card.
you're not going to be able to predict when somebody gets the hiccups. It's not like you can just give yourself the hiccups.
No, I'm saying whoever gets the hiccups on the air, we instantly grab the cards.
Yep.
And whoever picks the lowest, they are the digital.
It's a digital rectal massage, so we need to
I got
figure
no
out.
problem giving the massage. I just don't want to be the person getting it.
You don't have no
Don't get
problem.
the hiccups.
You don't have a problem giving it either.
I think it'd be fun. Am I weird?
And we got to figure out how to give a digital rectal massage. I don't know.
Guarantee
Does it
you
work?
It's on YouTube how to do it.
It's definitely not something that you want to amateur up there digging around
Okay.
doing.
Yeah,
I'm
you want to call on the pros for that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. In 2006, this guy Fesmeyer won the IG Nobel Prize because of his work with hiccups and figuring this out, that you can cure hiccups by doing a nice bung massage.
He's so not known for the Nobel Prize. They don't call him the Nobel Prize guy. They go, hey, aren't you the finger in the ass guy? That's what they say.
If they gave him the Nobel, it must really work and be legit.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no,
got
it is.
to.
That's what they're saying. It is legit, and that's now how they treat people. So if you got a really bad case of the hiccups and you go to the hospital, you prepare to drop your trowel, because they will give you a bunghole massage. It's called the vagus, Vayges, Vegas, I guess, the vagus nerve.
But
They
how-
will massage it, and it'll get rid of your hiccups.
It's so crazy that how long did it take them to figure that out? Was there other things they were trying before?
Yeah, well, like I said, he went down the list. They're crossing off. They're trying other things, because they're like, could it be this nerve that's triggering it? Because there are other nerves that could cause hiccups. But when you start to get to the point where we did what should calm that nerve, what should calm that nerve, what should calm this nerve, and they're like going, it's the vagus. Get out the gloves, baby. When you realize that it's the vagus nerves causing the hiccups.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I mean, Vegas. It almost sounds like a made-up
I
story.
like Vagus better. I'm just going to go on record.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
prefer if we called it the Vagus. I know it's not correct pronunciation.
It totally sounds like a made-up story.
All right, so there you go. Just keep in mind, that's something that is out there. Maybe somebody this weekend, if someone gets the hiccups, you can let us know.
I can't wait till my kid gets the hiccups and I tell her this is how we're going to fix it.
Yep, digital rectal massage. Dun, 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 dun.
I just want to record her face. What? I'm not doing that.
Well, record her face as you're giving the rectal massage.
Oh, no, I won't do that. We won't get that far. She would
It's
never.
getting real weird.
That's why it's on the podcast, my friend. And that's how you wrap up a
Oh, shut it
wow.
down.
Wow, we end on a very weird note.
week. Digital rectal massage. Yeah, because I'm like, where do you go from there?
That was
Home.
a fascinating story.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Because
Yeah.
there really are people, we've seen the videos that have been
Yeah.
having the hiccups for years, and they're like, I can't fix it. Well, they haven't had a finger in the ass.
That one chick, though, I think she had him for a couple years.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
No.
It's torturous, really.
I would put a
at that point.
baseball bat in my ass if it helped fix that problem. If you got the hiccups for years,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
put a donkey foot up there, whatever it took.
You're right.
Anything, baby. All right, well, you guys have an amazing weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday on the KVJ Show.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.